Welcome to our journey through the fascinating evolution of early human lifestyle. Before the pyramids, before the written word, before the very dawn of history as we know it, our ancestors thrived in a world very different from our own. From hunter-gatherers to the dawn of agriculture, let's explore how our ancestors lived and thrived. Their story is a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, a spirit that burned brightly even in the face of immense challenges. Imagine a world untouched by the hand of modern man, a world where survival depended not on supermarkets and smartphones, but on an intimate knowledge of the land and its rhythms. Our early ancestors, the first humans to walk upright, were hunter-gatherers. Their lives were a delicate dance with nature, a constant search for sustenance in a world teeming with both bounty and danger. These early humans, with their simple tools of stone and bone, relied on their cunning and skill to bring down prey, often many times their size. The thrill of the hunt, the surge of adrenaline as they pursued their quarry across the savannah, was not merely about sustenance, it was a way of life. The men, often working together, would use spears tipped with sharpened flints, their muscles honed from a lifetime of chasing game. Bows and arrows, a later technological marvel, allowed them to strike from a distance, bringing down birds and smaller animals with surprising accuracy. But hunting was only half the equation. While the men ventured out, the women, ever resourceful, foraged for the bounty the land provided. Fruits, nuts and roots, gathered with the wisdom passed down through generations, formed the staple of their diet. Every day was a gamble, a test of their knowledge and resilience. Some days brought a feast, the spoils of a successful hunt shared around crackling fires. Others brought the gnawing anxiety of an empty stomach, a reminder of the precariousness of their existence. And yet, they endured. These early humans, our distant ancestors, thrived in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Their story is a testament to the adaptability of our species, our ability to not just survive, but to flourish against all odds. In a world teeming with predators and lashed by the elements, finding shelter was paramount. For early humans, home was not a fixed address, but rather a temporary refuge, a place to rest and regroup before moving on in their constant search for food and water. Caves, with their natural protection from the elements and wild animals, provided the most secure form of shelter. Here, deep in the Earth's embrace, early humans found solace from the elements. The flickering light of their fires illuminated the cave walls, casting dancing shadows that spoke of a time when the line between the real and the supernatural was blurred. In regions where caves were scarce, ingenuity prevailed. Rock overhangs, strategically chosen for their natural shelter, provided temporary respite. Here, using the simplest of materials, they constructed rudimentary shelters. Branches, gathered from nearby trees, were leaned against rock walls, forming a crude framework. Animal skins, painstakingly tanned and scraped, served as both walls and roofing, offering protection from the wind and rain. Inside these humble dwellings, families huddled together for warmth, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of the natural world. These shelters, though simple, represented a triumph of human ingenuity. They were a testament to our ancestors' ability to adapt to their environment, to use the resources at hand to create a semblance of home in a world that was often unforgiving. Though separated from us by a gulf of time, early humans were driven by the same fundamental needs that bind us today. The need for companionship, the desire for connection, the comfort of community. They lived in small, tightly knit groups or tribes, bound together by kinship and shared experience. These tribes, rarely numbering more than 100 individuals, were the bedrock of early human society. They offered safety in numbers, a crucial advantage in a world populated by fearsome predators. But more than that, they provided a sense of belonging, a shared identity that helped to define who they were. Communication, though rudimentary by today's standards, was surprisingly sophisticated. Lacking a formal language, they relied on a complex system of hand gestures, facial expressions and vocalizations to convey their thoughts and intentions. The flickering light of the campfire served as a stage for the drama of their lives. It was here, gathered around the flames, that they shared stories of hunts and close calls, their voices rising and falling in a rhythmic cadence that echoed the heartbeat of their world. Cave paintings, discovered in hidden recesses around the world, offer a tantalizing glimpse into their world. These intricate murals, depicting scenes of hunts, dances, and rituals, suggest a level of cognitive ability and symbolic thought that belies their primitive tools and technology. In the annals of human history, few discoveries have had as profound an impact as the mastery of fire. It was a pivotal moment, a spark that ignited a revolution in the way our ancestors lived, interacted with their environment, and ultimately evolved. Imagine the first flickering flames, perhaps ignited by a fortuitous lightning strike, the fear they must have felt, the awe they must have experienced as they witnessed the raw power of nature harnessed for their own benefit. Fire, once a force to be feared, became a source of warmth in the depths of winter, a beacon in the darkness, a weapon against the predators that stalked them in the night. But the true transformative power of fire lay in its ability to unlock the nutritional potential of their food. Meat, tough and difficult to digest in its raw form, became tender and flavorful when cooked over an open flame. This simple act of culinary alchemy had a profound impact on human evolution, providing the calories and nutrients needed to fuel the development of larger brains. Alongside fire, the development of tools represents another landmark achievement in human ingenuity. From the humble hand axe, a teardrop-shaped stone shaped by careful chipping, to the more refined spear points and scrapers that followed, these tools were extensions of their hands, amplifying their strength and enabling them to interact with their environment in increasingly complex ways. For millennia, the rhythm of human life had been dictated by the ebb and flow of nature's bounty. But around 10,000 years ago, a profound shift occurred, a revolution that would forever alter the course of human history, the birth of agriculture. Imagine the moment, perhaps accidental, perhaps the result of careful observation, when our ancestors realized that seeds, dropped carelessly to the ground, had the power to sprout new life. This simple realization, this profound understanding of nature's cycle, marked a turning point in human history. No longer were they solely reliant on the whims of nature, on the often tenuous search for wild game and edible plants. They could now, in a sense, control their own destiny, cultivating the land to provide for their needs. What began as small-scale cultivation, perhaps a few patches of wild grains tended near their settlements, gradually evolved into a more systematic approach to food production. They began to select and plant seeds from the most desirable plants, those that yielded the largest fruits or the most abundant grains. This newfound control over their food supply had far-reaching consequences. No longer forced to wander in search of sustenance, they could establish permanent settlements. Villages grew, populations increased, and with this newfound stability, the seeds of civilization were sown. Though lacking the written word, early humans possessed a rich spiritual life, a deep connection to the natural world that found expression in rituals, beliefs, and practices that offer a glimpse into the dawn of religious thought. They saw spirits in the rustling leaves, heard voices in the howling wind, and attributed the bounty of the land and the fury of the storm to the unseen forces that governed their world. These beliefs, though perhaps simple in their conception, provided a framework for understanding the world around them, a way of making sense of the unknown. Evidence of their spiritual beliefs can be found scattered across the globe, etched into the walls of caves, buried beneath mounds of earth, whispered in the myths and legends passed down through generations. Cave paintings, often found in the deepest, most inaccessible recesses of their subterranean world, depict not just scenes of daily life, but also fantastical creatures, half human, half animal, that hint at a belief in a spirit world that coexisted with their own. Burial practices, perhaps the most poignant expression of their spiritual beliefs, provide further evidence of their reverence for the afterlife. The dead were not simply abandoned, they were laid to rest with care and ceremony, often interred with tools, weapons, and even food, suggesting a belief in a continued existence beyond the veil of death. From simple beginnings to the complex societies we have today, the journey of early humans is a testament to our resilience and ingenuity. Their story, etched in stone and bone, reminds us of the enduring power of the human spirit, our capacity for innovation, and our deep connection to the natural world. As we stand at the precipice of an uncertain future, it is worth remembering the lessons of our past. The challenges faced by our early ancestors were immense, yet they persevered, adapting, innovating, and ultimately thriving. Their story is a reminder that within each of us lies the same spark of ingenuity, the same capacity for resilience that allowed them to not just survive, but to flourish. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of our ancestors' way of life. May their story inspire us to face the challenges of our own time with courage, wisdom, and an unwavering belief in the potential of humankind.